Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to my lecturer, Sir Vijayan, and to all my fellow friends. The purpose of this presentation is to fulfill the course assignment TSLB 1104 Grammar in Context Only. Therefore, all similarities are taken from open source, and there is no intention to touch the sensitivity of any party. Before I start, I would like to express my gratitude to my lecturer, Sir Vijayan, for helping me throughout completing this assignment. The title of this presentation is Traveling to the Future. Meanwhile, the title of my essay is Reflection of Time, an event happened beyond expectation. Before I begin, I would like to cordially introduce myself first. Well, my name is Insyirah binti KAMAL SHAPARI, and my index number is 20222923101115. Now, let me start with the content of my presentation first. Throughout this presentation, I will be presenting about my profile, the first milestone, Guangya, which is the spaceship time machine, to be in space, arriving in the year 2223, realizing that everything was different, and letting the readers know the concept of multiverse. Now, in this slide, I will be sharing with the readers about what happened in the future. How is it different from our current world? I will be sharing these informations in details. Firstly, we will look at the people. People are carefree. There is no evidence of tension or urgency. Everyone wears the identical streamlined metallic uniform. This statement tells the reader that people in the future is different from our current world, be it from the way they dress or from the way they communicate. Next, the residence. The buildings are created from living elements. This method can promote natural ventilation and decrease energy consumption. This statement tells the reader that the residence in the future is not identical in our current world. Having said that, readers can imagine how stunning and high technology the resident is because it enables to control its own temperature. Thirdly, the transportation. To get around, people use self-driving cars and electric scooters. The transportation system is powered by sunlight. Therefore, they were created with a light color scheme and a minimalist design. Now, this statement can give an overview to the readers regarding how citizens in the future move around. And yes, it's true, transportation is still utilized in the future, but using only cutting edge technology. Lastly, the food. Each dish combined every flavor that had never existed before, making each bite a sensory delight. The best part was that they only used organic ingredients and did not use any MSG or synthetic fertilizers. Hence, this statement can give information to the readers that people in the future had obviously taken measures to save the planet, and this first begin with eating only healthy food. Now, in this slide, I did highlight several issues that happen in the future to give information to the readers and to keep the reals behind my trip there. Firstly, the job sector. Robots have dominated the job sector, including those in the police and fire departments, which have all been taken over by artificial intelligence. I believe this statement can leave readers in a shock because how is that possible to happen? However, it might happen because in the future there is no crime. Thus, there is no need to use human as the police. Next issue will be climate change. A brand new and colossal system of orbital infrastructure has been developed to enable climate control on Earth. This statement can give readers a fresh information because human in the future is able to control the climate of the Earth, thus eliminating the climate change issue. Next issue is ecosystem stability. Due to the purification of toxic lakes and the transformation of vast deserts into Edens, called and in the Quran, ecosystem stability can be attained. This tells the readers that in the future there will be no problem on earth regarding ecosystem and the world has been healed and recovered. Lastly, the issue that I had touched was education field. Education field in the future is likely different from what we normally had. Moreover, in the future, each student is assigned an avatar, or better known as I, that can act as their companion who serves as their personal trainer or friend. Now, this statement tells the reader that education system in the future has been upgraded to a whole new level with the assistance of I. In the essay, I wrote that I am a student at world's most illustrious educational institutions, which is the Great Oxford University. I also had Bachelor of Science in Astronomy. Lastly, I was shortlisted by NASA as a candidate for NASA Astronaut Corps. Therefore, this statement tells the readers that I was qualified enough to experience being in the future with all of my achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, in this slide, I will be sharing my inspiration to write this 2,000 words long essay. I was actually inspired by the Quran. When I do some research, I noticed that the Holy Al Quran had mentioned about multiverse for several times. For instance, Surah Al Fatiha, verse 2. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين صدق الله العظيم. The translation will be all praise to Allah, Lord of the worlds. The word alamin does have a plural meaning. Therefore, it is accurate to say multiverse exists. Apart from that, Surah Al-Talaq in the Al-Quran also mentioned about the seven earths as well as strengthened the evidence about the existence of multiverse. Allah is the one who created the seven skies and the earth the like of them. The command is made to descend between them so that you may know that Allah is all powerful over all things and that Allah has certainly encompassed all things through His knowledge. According to Imam al-Suyuti in his tafsir of the Quran, this verse indicates that there are seven earths or lands just as there are seven heavens. Tafsir al-Jalalin al-Suyuti. My beloved audience, in the essay, I also put a scientific research about the definition of multiverse so that the readers know and acknowledge that this multi-universe thing is real. The multiverse is the term used by scientists to characterize the possibility that other universes exist beyond the observable universe. Several scientific theories describe different kinds of multiverses, such as parts of space that are on different planes than our universe, or separate bubble universe that are always coming into being. In the paragraph, I talk about my first milestone to experience the journey to the future. As I was studying astrophysics at Oxford University, I was being approached by my Regis professor to be the first subject of his spaceship time machine invention. He, together with other professors from many prestigious universities, invented the time machine. They called it as Kwangya. This statement gave readers an early information about how I was selected to be the one who traveled to the future. In paragraph 4, I talk about the physical appearance of the Kwangya, the interior design of the spaceship, and the material used to create the masterpiece. The Kwangya is a spaceship time machine designed by genius engineers and architects using cutting edge technology. This spacecraft utilizes premium glass that can withstand any calamitous event. Carbon fiber and crystals are used to construct the ceiling of the time machine. It is said to be the quickest invention and capable of exceeding the speed of light. With this information, readers are able to know the ability of Kwangya to travel to the future with ease. In this paragraph, I also talk about the interior design of Kwangya. The spacecraft utilized premium glass that can withstand any catastrophic event. Carbon fiber and crystals are used to construct the ceiling of the time machine. Apart from that, the engineer created a turbocharger using highly advanced artificial intelligence technology. And it is said to be the quickest invention and capable of exceeding the speed of light. As I mentioned earlier in paragraph 2, the year that I will be going in the future is 2223, which is set to 100 years from now. So, the readers will have a quick imagination on how the future world of 2223 will be. Furthermore, I also provided my preparation plan to the future in order to give the readers excitement as if they were also going to join my journey to the future as well. This preparation plan gives the readers an overview of what is going to happen and also making the readers thrilled about the new world. Number 1, date. Since the time is fixed for 200 years from now, the spacecraft will arrive in 2223. By the year 2223, the world and the galaxy will undergo significant alteration and no longer resemble what is typically depicted. The spacecraft is launched into orbit and departs from Earth. Number 2, spacesuit. In order to prevent any issue throughout the travel, a specially developed spacesuit must be worn. The spacesuit is streamlined, metallic, and extremely light. The spacesuit can sense a person's body temperature and regulate its own level of heat or cold. Number 3, launched. After a countdown, the spacecraft is launched into orbit under the supervision of my professors. The spacecraft began to move erratically and entered the portal to the new world, which is a black hole. The spacecraft landed in the year 2223 in an instant, where the sky was an incredible shade of violet with a gradation of pastel blue. Moreover, in paragraph 5, I tell the readers about what's interesting in the future: the buildings, the transportations, the people, and the residents, as well as the food. Firstly, we will discuss about the buildings. The towers were modern and elegant with curved details that evoke the beauty of nature. These skyscrapers were built with the idea of utopian technology using bioluminescent material as the main structural component. Therefore, the readers know how amazing and beautiful the building in the future. Number two, the transportations. People in the future use self-driving cars and electric scooters. There were no longer any traffic jams or accidents on the road. This is because everyone can drive in a perfect synchronization because all transportation is connected to a single network. The reason they were created with a focus on minimalism and light use is because the automobiles and scooters use solar energy or sunlight as the source of propulsion. Therefore, this statement can draw more readers to get into the story as things are getting more exciting. Thirdly, the people. The people in the future were living in the moment and having the times of their lives. They seemed to show no sign of stress, haste, or urgency. Everyone is carefree and relaxed. In terms of clothing, both men and women wore the same futuristic looking sleek suit. Hence, it demonstrates the absence of sexism, racism, as well as ableism. Therefore, by this paragraph, the readers can gain knowledge and raise awareness about the gender inequality that happened in our current world. Fourth, the residence. The residence was highly distinctive and outstanding. Buildings designed in this manner to increase natural ventilation and reduce power use. Via transpiration and evaporation, the towers are able to regulate their own temperature throughout the day. This statement can put readers in awe because we have not yet experienced a residence this kind. So, the readers would feel very delighted to know that in the future there is no need of using the aircon anymore, as the residents were built in a living element which allowed itself to regulate its own temperature. Lastly, the food. Every dish was a sensory thrill, fusing flavors that had never been combined before, making the cuisine a highlight. There was not a single pesticide or synthetic fertilizer utilized, and all farming techniques were eco friendly. Therefore, this statement would put a smile on readers' face because food are no longer the enemy or the main cause of many diseases in the future, unlike our current world. Ladies and gentlemen, in this slide, I will be sharing several issues in the future. The issues can attract the readers because, as we all know, even in the future, there is always a drawback of something. The first issue would be job sector. Artificial intelligence has displaced human labor. They were in charge of making policy and dominated both business and government. Conventional forms of employment are rapidly become obsolete. Number one, hospital service. Hospital service would become uncommon because the necessities for treatment can be met at home and within the individual's own body. Number two, police and firefighters. The majority of occupation in police departments and also firefighters have been replaced by robots. That meant that the vast majority of violent crimes were no longer committed. People would be free to pursue their deepest interests and dreams as a result. Therefore, this statement will either bring joy or despair because, as we all know, even in this 21st era, robots and AI have taken over the whole industry and the whole economy. They are the helpers who ease the job of human. But in the future, we don't know the fate of human labor. Second issue would be climate change. In the year 2223, there is no longer a problem with global warming. Because of the development and improvement of technology, the planet Earth is in pristine condition, and people now have the ability to regulate its temperature. Number one, global warming. The issue of global warming should not be a concern because a brand new and enormous system of orbital infrastructure was constructed, enabling man to directly regulate the climate of the Earth. Number two, Mother Earth. Consequently, consumers gain access to technology that enable the mass production of foods and other products without exploiting natural resources. This statement would give a realization to readers to always taking care of the earth. Although in the future human can control the temperature of the earth, we still need to take a good care of our planet. Third issue would be ecosystem stability. The rivers, lakes, and oceans have all been cleansed and purified to bring about the desired effect of ecosystem stability. Number one, purification of lake. Ecosystem stability was achieved due to the purification of toxic lakes and rivers. Many fish and other aquatic organisms can now call the oceans home again since they have been deacidified, cooled, and made habitable. Number two, vast desert. Vast desert was transformed into Eden, known in the Quran as Ind, which can be translated as either heaven or everlasting. The earth was healed and recovered. As a result, readers would be able to comprehend the significance of protecting the world in order to ensure that it remains a habitable place for many generations to come. Last issue would be education field. The field of education is undergoing a transformation, and as part of this, each and every student will soon be given an avatar, or better known as I, that can serve as their personal guide or companion. The sub Apart from that, the subject of physics, mathematics, alchemy, and astrology were given greater weight. Number one, avatar or I. Every student has a personal companion known as an avatar or I. This companion is extremely intelligent and has the ability to teach the student anything as they advance into each subject. Number two, alter ego. The avatar, also known as the I, was a representation of our alter ego that was created to appear like us and took the form of our personal informations. The last paragraph tells the reader about me going back to the present time. It was the moment to go back to the present time. The portal to the earth is now open. The spaceship time machine entered the portal and suddenly the horizon went black. Finally, I arrived at Earth and I was ready to tell the wonderful journey of the future to the entire world. My 7 day excursion into the future came to an end at this point, and I was prepared to tell everyone about it because In addition to learning many moral lessons and self prevention techniques, I also developed a deep understanding of the ethical implications of excessive use of technology. I would like to leave you with this quote: AI can never surpass human wisdom. I suppose this marked the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention and have a good day.